just looped the wire
I
through.
I know how you did it. It just doesn't do it for me. Just go ahead. We're rolling. Go ahead.
All right.
Do the intro thing.
What's up, Airsofters? Welcome back to the Not So Round Table. Sorry we've been away for a couple months. We've had a lot of stuff going on here at Evike.com, from opening partnerships with different fields and having exciting grand opening plannings to be done. A lot of the Outpost stuff, different events. George and I have been going all over the country. Went out to Oregon Airsoft for an awesome event there. We took the feedback that you guys had from previous NSRT episodes where we tried to change it up a little bit, and we wanted you to know that we hear what you're saying. And I think we both agree that going back to the questions as a core element for the Not So Round Table is something you guys very much wanted. So the Helm of Reasoning has returned, and we're going back to answering questions. We still want to do challenges and create more of a show than just a question and answer period. So we're still going to be doing some of those challenges every once in a while. But we're bringing back the majority of the meat and potatoes you guys were looking for.
Yeah, we're bringing back the Helm of Reasoning in a way where you have to grab a question while it's rotating. Okay, Matt, you have to grab a question really fast. Ready? Here we go.
It bothers me that the insert patch is upside down too. Whatever, it's fine. All right, here we go.
That's all
Starting
Chris's
it off.
fault. This was filmed the day before St. Patrick's Day, hence,
Yeah.
hence the...
I forgot to
there,
put those on.
There you go.
I wonder if I can read this through.
You probably
Green
could. Probably better than I
tinted
could over my sunglasses.
Top Shots 11 asks, Dear Insert, what do you think of thermal optics in Airsoft on guns and as an eyepiece?
I'm confused. Oh.
I think he means like
Yeah.
head mounted and then on the platform itself.
I mean, it's expensive technology to have a good quality thermal optic.
Yeah.
Like, really expensive. So, because it's so expensive to use, I just don't see, like, I mean, it's the same, I guess, same concept as when people started using night vision in Airsoft. It was like, oh, that's too much money. Now you see a lot more people using it than ever before. So maybe it's the same kind of situation where now it's like the next thing or whatever. But, I mean, you could say that'll give you an unfair advantage. It kind of can. I'll agree with that. You know, you have a little bit of a leg up, but...
Sure. Not so much, obviously, in day games, but we're talking about if you're playing at night.
Even day games,
Really?
you think about it, because it's not interpreting light, it's interpreting heat. So let's say you had somebody hiding behind a bush that you couldn't see because he's all like camoed out or whatever,
Sure.
you could actually,
Oh, sure.
like, you know, that's not, the thermal would still, you know, the heat would come through.
Got it.
So you'd be able to see things you wouldn't be able to maybe normally see easily.
So by my mind, yeah, it's super OP'd. And you're just like with night vision, you're going to have a huge advantage over the players that don't have it. One of the problems that I see happening in Airsoft is the same problem that happened in pay-to-play online gaming. It's the guys who have the deepest pockets are able to afford the best stuff and then win kind of by default because they have better stuff. If you're willing to pay for a Polar Star, if you're willing to pay for a fully kitted Umbrella Armory's gun, yeah, they perform incredibly well. But I don't ever want everybody to feel like there's a situation where Airsoft is pay to play or pay to do well. Your skills individually make the player, and I get frustrated sometimes when I see people just trying to dump horrendous amounts of money into something just because they think that that's going to make them better, and it creates a negative attitude towards the hobby. So, in terms of thermal mounting, I would go thermal on the weapon and night vision on your eyeballs.
I think it'll take a while before you see that really into play. Like,
I don't know. Two tall Toms running around with that.
Yeah, but you borrowed that.
True.
I don't know. Anyway, Stale Cookie asks, hey, I have a confession that I feel bad about.
Oh.
I didn't call my hit once. In my defense, I was new to the sport. Second skirmish. He didn't call his hit. Well, shame on you.
But you're also in like company.
It depends. I'm talking intentional or not intentional.
It sounds like he's apologizing because it was intentional.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, everybody can get heated into a moment or something like that and change things. You know, people will do things, be angry about something, and maybe will, you know, have a different mindset on it. I understand that. But, you know, this is an honor-based game. But, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have in Airsoft at least one time not called their hit.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, like, you're in like company. Like, I haven't called my hit once or twice, too. In my 15 years of playing Airsoft, you get frustrated by things, and sometimes you shrug a hit. That's not the right thing to do. and I spend the rest of the day that I'm playing when I did that thinking about what kind of a jerk move that was, and I try to make it up to people.
This was like zipper days, though, like where you obviously knew that you got hit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about, like, we used to shrug mags.
Yeah, I know. That's a little bit different. I'm not talking about, times back then. That's a little bit different now.
Yeah.
I would say that that neither of us have that issue.
Yeah, but even now, I mean, you're in a heated game where you're trying to get an advantage or you're rushing up or something, and you'll feel a hit and you're not sure if it's, a direct hit or a ricochet, and you make the judgment call to keep playing. If you a couple seconds later or whatever, you're behind a barrier and you really have to think about, like, man, was that sportsmanlike? Go ahead and call yourself out then. The idea is to try and behave the best you can, even if it took you a couple seconds to admit that you got hit, or it took you a couple seconds to decide whether that was a ricochet or not. Use your best judgment. Try to be as honorable as possible. We're not all perfect, but try your best. All right, our next question comes. Oh, well, it was spinning at the time. You want me to pull it again?
No, okay. It's fine. No, see.
Colby Cheese asks, too much going on. I like that y'all are changing it up, but do more than 3 questions, please. Gotcha. We're on it, Colby Cheese.
That's the third question. Let's just stop after that.
Question, is there a point when the length of an AEG barrel is more so for looks rather than range effectiveness? Yes.
If you can try to keep your inner barrel no longer than 455, you're at like that sweet spot. The 455 barrel is like the sweet spot. You can go to 509. Anything beyond 509 is pointless.
Mm-hmm. So AEGs, not just AEGs, I guess gas guns too, but we're talking about AEGs here. So AEGs use a specific volume of air to push a BB out of barrel, and that volume is determined by the relationship between the piston head and the cylinder walls, and how far back it can be pulled back by the sector gear and how far it can compress. And when you see ported cylinders, those are ported to allow a specific amount of air to escape, so that you have the appropriate amount of volume of air for the size barrel you're using. And there is a point when you have more volume in the inner barrel than you will possible in that piston and cylinder relationship. A solution for that, as George knows, is bore-up kits. I know you and I have both used them before.
Yeah, but even still, like, it's just the amount of air that you're getting is so small. Right. Unless you have an extended piston, like similar to like the old SR25s, which are harder to find. There are very few companies that make the SR25s that are the longer cylinder.
And that's why they made the longer cylinder.
And then like now, I think that most people who are trying to build a DMR will usually try to do it out of a HPA system because they can actually get that range out of that. But as an AEG, if you're using an M4, nothing longer than a 455 is what you need. Like, and that's not much longer than a standard M4 barrel. You'll get very good range with a good hop up. You don't need more than that.
And if you're doing an outer barrel, and that's your question, you can throw any length outer barrel on there that you want.
You can make a Chris Vector.
Where is it?
Where is right there?
Here, hold on. So this is a Vector rail.
Yep, you could put this on your Chris Vector.
And here's the outer barrel that goes with it.
Yeah, where's the Vector that goes? Just grab
Where's the Vector that it goes on?
No, just grab there's a Vector.
Any Vector?
Well, you get the idea.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen this, you can check it out on our Instagram.
Yeah,
it's a pretty long barrel. We haven't got it to work yet. Work in progress. Yeah. HPA probably.
So there you go. All right, George. All right, you're up, sir.
It does, like, you try
it's
to
very difficult.
You try to like shake it up, you really can't do it. So it's really funny. Panda Mercenary asks, how does an inner barrel affect accuracy, grouping or grouping of BBs over distance? Well, the tighter bore the barrel is, so if it's a more polished, higher polished materials, everything. So if you have like a 601 over a 603 or a 605, you can, it can tighten your groupings. If you have brass versus stainless steel, you can get better groupings from there. It's all just like that. In terms of, you're never going to experience anything that's like realistic to a real rifle or anything like that, but you can get your groups down at about 50 feet, probably about like 50%. You can make your groupings that much tighter. But other than that, you really can't get that much more, just so you know.
And if you're experiencing things like Like a change in direction during the BB flight path and it's not being affected by wind, what may be happening is that the flat patch of the hop-up bucking and nub combo is contacting the BB at an angle, giving it spin in either direction. So something you can check is to make sure that your barrel is oriented correctly inside the hop-up unit to make sure that you're applying that hop-up bucking force directly above the BB. And there are buckings that apply a different shape to the BB, and that can affect your trajectory as well. Some are more accurate than others. And finally, any deviation in the inner barrel, any bend, twist, kink, even dirt sometimes can affect the travel of the BB inside the inner barrel. So making sure that you clean your inner barrel often and doing a roll test every once in a while to make sure that any drops that you may have incurred haven't bent the barrel or affected its shape in that way.
Yeah, if you're looking to, honestly, one trick that a few of my friends have used previously is to take some Brasso. They move that through the brand new inner barrel, and you can clean out a lot of gunk and stuff like that. And you can increase your groupings just by doing that.
Which saves you money on buying an aftermarket inner barrel.
Yeah, it really depends on your application. If you're only playing in an indoor field, for example, you don't really need to change your inner barrel.
It's true, because most of the engagements are like 25.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, should we?
No, you don't have to keep spinning it. You just grab a question. It was just more of like, wow, you're getting lots of questions.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was trying to mix them up. Here we go.
It's more along the lines of just that we could spin this on this table and just have it not fall off. It's a lot better than the glass table.
What is this name? Global Fart SoCal Ants.
Can we just talk about your name?
Global Fart SoCal Ants.
What I'm really
wondering
curious
if maybe
is
that should be pronounced a different way to be funny.
But how do you come up with that name?
Don't know.
I mean, like I can understand Panda Mercenary here or Stale Cookie, but that one's a unique one.
Yeah.
I want to go check out that YouTube channel later.
So here's the question: what are your thoughts on the SEMA AEP?
Oh, that one. I haven't used it. We carry that, I assume. I've never used a AEP ever. I've seen them. I just don't know, like, I mean, it sounds like an LPEG.
Yeah, basically, it's a handheld LPEG.
Yeah, no, I mean,
You're single-handed.
I mean, heck, if you having trouble, like for example, if you're having trouble with gas in any way, or you don't want to carry it or whatever, it's an option.
Yep. In terms of SEMA electric products in general, for the money, they make a stellar set of electric AEGs, and that technology extends into their AEP. One huge advantage, like George mentioned, for the AEP is you're not dependent on gas at all, which means colder temperatures aren't going to affect you the same way that gas would. With that said, AEPs tend to be less durable, I think, than their gas counterparts, and less
powerful
and fun. Like, they're just not as...
Well, you have the advantage when you're using a gas blowback pistol, you get in the recoil and all that stuff, so you can get more into it versus you really can't with the other, with a non-gas blowback item.
Well, I know Novrich likes using his electric 18C. Is that what he had an electric 18C for a long time. And they couldn't get behind it. Yeah. Now, you want to do another one?
Let's keep them coming. I don't know if Chris expects us to answer all these questions.
I think he intended us to answer all of them.
Oh, so...
Is that right, Chris? Did you want us to answer all of them?
We can.
I mean...
We'll be here all day.
We're going to be here all day.
We'll be here a while.
We're going to have to break this into another episode, folks. I'm just happy to have the questions back as well.
Or my cricket pizza. Or my Keek pizza. Like, I don't know. Like, okay. I give up. I really... You have an umlaut for 4. I don't understand. Like, I mean, if you're German, I get it. This question's directed. Oh, this is from Sweden. Maybe that makes sense. Answer Green from Sweden. What's your favorite desert camo and why? Have you checked out the Swedish MK90? Yeah, it's pretty popular out here with some people. New to the hobby, fat and old. Learned a lot from the show. Keep up the good work.
Can't tell if he's calling us fat and old or if he's saying he's fat and old. I'm getting
skinny boy.
Wow, I've always been rail thin, and now I'm gaining weight.
You're still
in places that I'm unhappy about.
You're fine. You can still fit into some 32 pants.
True.
So you're fine.
Ryan keeps trying to convince me to go to the gym, whatever that is.
Hey man, We were going to the gym for a while, and then it stopped right as I got my membership. And then
It's so true.
I was like, hey, let's go to the gym sometime. You're like, no.
I have a question for you. Like, if it's something you want to improve, either function, stamina, or anything like that. I mean, it's just that you don't want to go. Like, you don't have the time, or
No, I've got plenty of time.
Oh, okay.
It's not a time issue.
It's not a time issue at all.
It's not a time issue. Is it a money issue? Like, you don't want to pay for a gym?
No, it's not the money either.
So if it's not a time issue and if it's not a money issue, I don't know, man. Like,
oh, it's sheer and utter laziness. I know this.
I can't really.
I just tell people that airsoft is my workout.
Yeah,
When was the last time you airsoft?
Shut up, when was the last time you actually airsofted?
All right, fine. We'll be at High Ground. That'll be an airsoft day.
You don't even know when the dates for that are yet.
All right, and so to answer your
going to
question,
continue to shame Matt until. I don't know. I'm honestly too tired all the time to go to the gym right now. I was for a while, but okay. So the question was, what's your favorite desert camo and why?
easy. I mean, it's 3-color desert.
Yeah.
DCU is the desert combat
He's gotten
uniform.
to this like DCU like thing right now.
I don't know why. Like I loved M81 for the longest time, and then I was all about multicam. And then the other day, and by the other day I mean like 6 months ago, I was browsing the old interwebs, and I came across this super tacked out raid modded DCU BDU top, and I was just like, it needs to come back. I bought it.
I think that is probably one of the cool, offhand things, like the raid mod stuff's coming back. I can't really get behind Arid. I think it's too trendy, in terms of MC Arid. It's cool, it's effective. I'm not denying that. It's just, we Airsofters not about being looking. It's not about actually blending in or anything like that. It's all about looking cool. So it's all about the looks of showing off. So I think the DCU is the way to go right now.
Here's where I'm confused about the whole multicam situation, right? The name, multicam, the original fabric, designed to be a multi-use camouflage, compatible equally with both arid and jungle type environments.
Yes, but on jungle, it's off just ever so slightly.
It's just weird to me that they now have to make more specific versions.
Okay, but that's why jungle or multicam tropic has taken off, and there's a lot of people using it.
Got it.
Arid is not. That's not the case.
Because multicam works just fine.
Exactly.
Got it.
It's also a government thing, right? Like they just did it to fill contracts, right?
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's probably right. I don't know.
Well, no, isn't that what they asked for? They wanted
Let's be real. Let's be real. Multicam Tropic was specifically created for airsofters, so that way there could be green multicam and tan multicam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There we go. Cry invented it for airsoft.
One of these days, we will convince LBX to make DC. Let's ask our fans out there, guys, if you'd like to see LBX make a set of camos in their awesome new LBX uniform, go ahead and write them directly and tell them that you would love a DCU set of their camo uniforms. And they'll listen. I know it, because Bo has said, well, if people would just ask for it, we'd make it. Hey, calm down. He's also said things like, Matt, stop calling me in the middle of the night.
You call him in the middle of the night? Because he calls me in the middle of the night.
Well, I call him an hour evening, but apparently that's nighttime for them.
Yeah.
All right.
Then again, you've called me before like 11 o'clock, so you'll be like, hey, George, sorry to bother you. Are you asleep? I was like, yeah, I was. Because that's when adults with kids goes to sleep is 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock sometimes, So anyway, continue.
Jedi Master asks, Dear Insert, why is it taking so long for the Elite Force Glocks to come out? Also, when will we be seeing other models like the 18C?
I don't know if you'll see the 18C. It really kind of depends. You have to remember is that the Glock license was like the holy grail of licenses, right? Everybody wanted it. So now that someone has it, Elite Force has to work with Glock to make sure everything's approved for release. So what that means is that's what your delays are, is, it's going back and forth, making sure the products, and delivering a good product. You just have to be patient.
Literally.
You've been asking for 2 years. What's another 2 months?
I mean, literally, it's because Glock has to approve it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no problem with production.
No, I mean, but so, if Glock wants to make an 18C, then I'm sure they'll make an 18C. But I mean, like right now, you should, the 17, 19, and 34, those are all models you should be pretty happy with. That covers a good basis of models there, So there are other full auto pistols if you need. I don't know if you need a full auto pistol. If you need one, there are other ones out there. Currently.
Yeah.
That work quite well. Like the M92.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works really well. Or you could run around with an Uzi.
Or you can get a high cap extreme.
Or a Mac 10.
And never have semi-auto. Or no, the Salient Arms M&Ps have a full auto setting. If you retract the slide, you can see underneath the rear safety.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
I
slide the
forgot
lever
about
over. What other models are we forgetting? The new APS.
Black Hornet?
No, that's not Black Hornet. Black Ace, is it?
Maybe, I don't know.
Is it the Black Ace? The one with the switch on the side. The APS Shark is full auto and some pretty kick-ass performance out of that too. And if you're looking for like a G style,
Yeah,
the ATP auto.
Or you could run around with that SEMA AEP as full auto.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
And it doesn't recoil as much. Hit you with some knowledge.
All right, what do you say? Well, let's wrap it up in an even 8 questions. Make this the last one. These look like keys of a...
Fallout Airsoft asks, Dear Insert, my dad was in the Marine Corps and he told me that they used to use BB guns and hockey masks to train in a mount facility. Do you think that you could use a lever action and hockey masks in MilSim?
You would.
I wouldn't use a hockey mask. That doesn't do anything.
If you've got the lens covering on a hockey mask, are those ANSI rated?
Yeah, that's ANSI rated, but...
So I suppose if you wanted to deal with the weight and size,
Sure.
you could use it.
Theoretically, yes.
You couldn't use it in a MilSim because that has like literally no bearing on any military
The thing is your dad was in the Marine Corps at a time when they maybe didn't have the technology they have now. So with the technology you have now, why would you revert back to what was used previously?
Especially because stuff is so affordable now.
Yeah, you get a good pair of iPro, you get a nice one of those soft face masks, and you get a helmet, and then that's done, and then you could have an AEG, and you're ready to go.
In terms of lever actions, still waiting for someone to come out with one that is like really fieldable in Airsoft. You know what I mean? Like
One day.
Thus far, there have been some collectible ones.
One day, Matt, you'll get what you want. One day.
One day. And then that's the only thing I'm ever going to use again. Selling my 416. Going with a lever action.
The 416s, plural. Well, it's an M27, but...
No, I have 2 now.
You have you have 2 bodies.
Yeah. All right, so thanks for tuning into this episode of the Not So Round Table. We hope you guys are enjoying going back to kind of the old format.
It's whatever you guys want. So
Yeah.
if you guys want to have more of this, you want to add some challenges into the mix or anything like that, we're happy to keep the show going and keep it fan-oriented and get the feedback you guys want. So please leave us feedback below. If you think that Matt should go back to the gym, use hashtag Matt go back to gym.
You know that's going to be like immediately.
It doesn't matter. Hashtag Matt go back to gym. With a 2, not a 2, not a T-O,
like
the number 2. And
why isn't Matt like Robo Murray?
Yeah, no, the goal is that if we can get Matt to go back to the gym, we will make him be able to outperform Robo Murray.
That's not ever going to happen.
We can make this happen. I mean, I'm not going to help in any way, but at least except for
George.
maybe motivation.
Thanks.
Which is all negative reinforcement.
Yeah. And we'll see you guys next time.
I'll make you a deal, all right? You do not have to go back to the gym, but you have to come babysit my kids, and then I'll go to the gym.
So when do we start going to the gym?